Hey YouTube, it's Saturday, March 19th, 2022. Damn, I forgot the time. Oh, hey, that works. It's 3:42 a.m. Um, yeah, last video cut off. iPhone was either out of space or it was the infamous out of space when I'm not out of space bug. At any rate, the video got cut off. And I haven't listened to that video back. I forget what it was. I was trying to talk about. My apologies for the darkness. I'm just laying here alone in bed, wondering where the so-called girlfriend is at. At this point, her staying out all night and not coming home is just almost. I don't want to say an everyday event, but it's seems to happen more often than not. Yeah, the other day when I got home from Amazon, try to remember what day it was. I guess it would have been Thursday morning. Yeah, I didn't make any videos on the way home Thursday morning, and Thursday's the only day I went to work last week. So yeah, Thursday morning. Well, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I went to work. Thursday morning, I got home to an empty place. I probably got home at about, I want to say, I actually think I would know the bus schedule by now. Like I get off work at, hang on, I can put it together in my head. Get off work at 5:30, 5:59, catch the rapid bus. So that's about 6 o'clock. Yeah, I get home about, I get off the bus there at QT right about 7 o'clock. I think I mentioned in the last video that got cut off that it was a really pleasant ride home. Light rail was running early, so I was able to actually take the Sky Bridge and the escalators and catch the 44 North at the Sky train station as opposed to catching it there in front of the Circle K, which granted sounds stupid and it is a longer walk, but I really prefer when the transfer works that way, just because it's a way more pleasant place to catch the bus. It's just nice and clean. The SkyTrain is just a really nice and clean and secure facility. Whereas, with security and whatnot, whereas the bus stop in front of the Circle K, for the northbound 44 there at Washington Street and in 44th Street is notoriously dirty. I would say half the time I go there, it just absolutely reeks of urine. And that's in spite of the fact that the city does seem to be making a pretty solid effort to go by and power wash the bench in the area underneath the bench. The thing is, they don't power wash anything around it. So all the people that piss in the gravel behind it, and then in the benches and planters that are just to the north, which I've captured in several of my videos, that whole area just reeks. It's piled with trash, and there's just a lot of junkies and homeless people that hang out there, a lot of drama there. So yeah, anytime I can do the transfer to that bus without going to that stop, it makes for a better morning. Although to be fair, at this point I've made a practice of as I'm approaching Gateway Community College on the somewhere between 32nd Street and 38th Street, as I'm on the light rail, I'll always try to remember to always open up my Valley Metro app and check the timing, to see, hey, do I have a time to make it across the Sky Bridge? And it was close. Like if it had taken me another 30 seconds longer to get across the Sky Bridge, I might have been not catching that bus. Although, to be honest, I think if that happened, I'd be like, well, shit, and do an about face and, up the escalator and be sprinting across the Sky Bridge to see if maybe, just maybe, I can run back to the Circle K quicker than the bus can do its loop around the SkyTrain station and then out and through the roundabout and then make that left from, I think it's Madison, onto 44th Street, because that does take a while. And to be honest, I mean, I haven't had to do that yet. I know there's going to come a time. There's going to come a time where I'm like, I think I got time to go there. Oh shit, driver left 2 minutes early and I don't. And the driver did leave 1 minute early. So, it happens. As much as I love to complain about the drivers that start their routes late from a start point like that, there are also the drivers that regularly do it early. And the thing, and I kind of understand like what fuels this. Like that's the sound of I'm going through some shit here, and I just got to my bed. I forget what time I got in bed. And I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I was just so depressed over today that when I climbed in bed, I just basically took my pants off in the bed. So everything, all the change and whatnot is in my pockets, is like in the filthy bed with me, which, is where my girlfriend should be, but she's not. And maybe if I had some kind of, more feasible help from her, it wouldn't be a dirty bed, but I don't. In fact, I've been debating as to whether I want to even divulge on this vlog, like how it's a dirty bed and why it's a dirty bed. And I might, because at this point I've pretty much bared my soul on this vlog, and I don't really have much in the way of pride or privacy, or I give zero fucks. In fact, my mother recently told me that it's like, should maybe not say some of the things that you say on that vlog. And I'm like, Mom, at this point, this vlog is an alternative to suicide. And I don't know if she really understood how serious I am, but I mean, a lot of times I just roll film because hit record on the smartphone because I'm just having really deep suicidal thoughts, and I don't really have anybody in my life that I can really talk to about that. So I'm sharing it with the whole world. Yay. Isn't fucking 2022 social media a beautiful thing? And society and everything. To be fair, one of my coworkers, completely unprompted, gave me her phone number tonight, and seemed pretty sincere about me wanting to call her, just because obviously she can see I'm not well, and I haven't called her. I don't know. I don't know that I can really open up to her like that, and I don't want to bring her down. I don't want to jeopardize what's left of my position at Bullock's Cocktails. But anyway, and of course the girlfriend, who normally is not really of much help with all the struggles I'm dealing with these days, and has provided next to no physical intimacy for 4 months. It's been 5 months. It's been a long time. In fact, 2022 is shaping up to be one of the most sexless years of my life since I was younger than I want to even admit on this. But anyway, yeah, and that's depressing. Anyway, God, rolled back and jingled some change on my bed and sidetracked everything I was trying to get off my chest. which I guess, I went into this wanting to get stuff off my chest, and also document that at 3:51 in the morning, I don't know where my girlfriend is, and I'm just sitting alone in a bed that reeks of piss. So yeah, fuck my life, right? By the way, I'm shooting this, not that you can see any kind of video because I'm in pretty much utter darkness here. Oh, it's interesting. When I look behind me, I can see from the light cast of my phone, I can see my own shadow on the blind behind me, but apparently there's not enough enough light for, it's not enough for this camera. This camera doesn't do good enough in low light. And whatever, it's an Obamaphone. I mean, I can't complain. This was a free phone. And if it was not for the fact that I just recently got this free phone, right now I would have no phone at all. No, that's not true. I still have the Samsung with no service, but I would have no phone service at all. So fortunately, a couple days ago when I did my first 2 videos on this phone, on my way to Amazon, I was able to use the two-factor authentication to log in, since I still don't know the password to this Google account. I was able to do that again and get this phone onto that Google account, because I wouldn't be able to do that now. So I no longer have my iPhone. It was stolen from me by a person who bum rushed me. I would say roughly about 24 hours ago, in the middle of Bethany Home Road. Now, to be fair, I was being absolutely belligerent. I was extremely drunk, and I was having a bit of a nervous breakdown. But wow, talk about, taking advantage of really vulnerable people. Somebody just basically rushed me, grabbed my iPhone out of my hands, and just went running to the west with it. I kind of snapped out of myself. I tried to give him chase, but I'm not as young as I used to be, and I don't know. He got a bit of a head start. It took me a while to even start. Like, I didn't realize what had happened, and then I checked my pockets and realized, great, I got 2. I got the Samsung. I got the T-Mobile Obamaphone number 3, and I don't have my fucking iPhone. God damn it. My world revolves around my iPhone. And I went sprinting after him, but he ran around behind the Burger King. By the time I got to the other side of the Burger King, he was nowhere in sight. And it was in the middle of an interaction with some other person who was trying, and I don't know who the other person was, but he was trying to get me to calm down. The bus that's supposed to roll through the bus stop at 4:04 a.m. Speaking of buses running early, it was not even 4 o'clock yet, and there it came, and I saw it, and I went sprinting after it, waving my arms. I got a real problem with all these buses that are running ahead of schedule. That's worse than running late. It really is. To a person who rides transit, a bus arriving earlier than the scheduled time, is significantly worse than a bus running late. Yeah, saw it coming. I know it wasn't 4 o'clock yet. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't rolling video or anything, but I like, whoa, it's not even 4 o'clock yet. Like, I've left the bar in plenty of time, and I go running after it, waving my arms. I was awfully close to the bus stop, waving my arms when it flew by me. But, that guy didn't even slow down. As a bus driver, is it not your job to stop at bus stops and at least look and see if there's somebody there, or trying to get there if you're ahead of schedule? Now, I think a lot of this comes down to the way that Valley Metro operates. The way I've had it explained to me is that the bus stops that used to be listed in the bus book before they switched to the app are timed stops. And at those stops, they have to wait until they're, within a minute, I guess, of not being early. I guess they can get away with a minute. They tend to leave a minute early, as opposed to, waiting until that minute has passed and the time that they're supposed to be there has passed. But if they arrive early at other stops, no matter how early it is to the other stops and how far apart those stops are spaced, between the time stops with the stops that used to be listed on the bus book, it just doesn't matter. And a lot of times the app isn't really good at calculating when they're going to show up, especially in instances in the early morning when the buses, maybe I need to get it on video somehow, but that early morning Route 50, the driver that rides, or Route 60, Bethany Home Bus, the driver that drives that first run of the morning, he speeds. He speeds insane. I'm pretty sure that stretch of Bethany is 35 miles per hour, and that guy's driving like 50. I've seen him run red lights. He flies. And the thing is, when he does it, right, he's coming from 43rd Avenue. The route starts at 43rd. And to be honest, I think he's actually coming from the bus facility, um, from the bus facility over by the Amazon warehouse I work at. I think he deadheads from there, um, down I-10 to 43rd Avenue, then north on 43rd Avenue, and then starts his route at Bethany, which I feel is another thing that would like kind of be helped if all not in service buses were actually running route, from the point they leave the bus barn on. Like I think if he was scheduled at a time to leave and then he was following a steady schedule, there wouldn't be any of that insanity that happens. Because obviously 43rd is a time stop, but because it's where the route starts, it doesn't seem to be an enforced time stop. That guy just a lot of times, and the funny thing is that something with the way it calculates it, like the Apple show, he's running late, and then he'll be driving so fast up 43rd Avenue, and he doesn't stop at 43rd Avenue. He just hooks around on 43rd Avenue, and then from there he's flying eastbound on Bethany. And with no regard to what the actual schedule is until he gets to the transit station there at Montebello and 19th Avenue, the park and ride there by Christown Mall. So yeah, it's very inconsistent what time that bus shows up. And that's a scary place for me as a pedestrian, to walk out by myself. Pretty much everybody else that works at that bar, especially women, because society has such a big double standard against men and women. People watch them to make sure they're safe getting out to their car. I'm not heading out to my car. I'm just heading out into the fucking concrete jungle to, whatever. And my daughter is just like, well, you should carry some mace. In my mental state, I wouldn't have been able to use the mace. I wouldn't have. And she's like, well, you could have been shot or stabbed. And I'm like, God, I wish I'd have been shot or stabbed. Like at this point, I would be happier in a nice, clean hospital than in this bed that reeks of piss alone at 4 a.m, wondering where the fuck my girlfriend is. But that just is what it is. In fact, I was generally playing chicken with cars, trying to force them to stop and hoping that they would plow me over because I was so upset that the bus didn't stop and just so angered by the fact that there's all these people driving by, but nobody cares enough about me to give me a ride. Where's my ride? Not even the public transit. Its job is to give me a ride. Cared enough about me to stop and give me a ride. And I got a bus card in my pocket. Anyway, last night was a trip. And I totally got sidetracked from my journey home, which was nice. It's just nice. So yeah, I caught the 44 North. Didn't have to stand by the stinky bus stop at 44th Street. And I stop. A lot of times I'll stop at, in fact, most times when I get off the bus, I get off right in front of the QT there at 44th and Oak, and I'll stop there and get some food or get some beverages. I haven't been buying drinks as much lately since when my mother was in town. The last day she was in town, she was kind enough to give me a ride up to Costco. So I was actually able to use my Costco membership and buy a case of Coca-Cola and a case of the Arizona sweet green tea and a case of bottled water. So at least I have beverages to drink here when I can manage to make some space and out of all the garbage in my fridge. There's so much crap in the fridge. It's just disgusting as fuck. And usually I can manage to make it just enough space to put a few beverages in there cold so I can enjoy something. In fact, hey, how about a tour of my fridge? That'll make for a fun video, right? Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Just tripped over my suitcase. Yeah, I still haven't managed to empty the suitcase with I did the laundry in. Hey, okay. I'm Winnie the Poohing it right now, so I want to make sure certain things are not in the camera angle. There's a wall of cassettes. That's fun. That's fancy. So, yeah, this is how the woman cleans the fridge. I don't know what all that fucking bullshit is in there. There's a part of me just wants to dump all of it. It fucking stinks. But none of that is mine. Absolutely none. None of that is anything I bought. Well, probably the Dijon mustard. I would say I bought the Dijon mustard. I think I got the Bartles and James wine cooler somewhere because I was amused it existed in a can. But yeah, all the rest of this nastiness is that's the so-called girlfriend that isn't home at 4 a.m. That's her nasty ass mess. I know I shouldn't rip on her so much. I mean, I'm clearly not a suitable boyfriend at this point, you know, and anyway, yeah. So I probably got home at about, I want to say 5:20 in the morning. No, 7:20 in the morning, Thursday morning. Thursday morning. God, fucking reeks of piss in here. I'm trying to find my other phone just so I can bring up its. I still have the Samsung. I at this point I don't even know how I would go getting a hold of Jeff. But apparently he's decided helping me with that phone is more trouble than it's worth. And I don't know what he's going through. He's gone through some tough times. I'm just glad I was at least able to help him and save him when he was at rock bottom, 6 or 8 months or however long ago that was. When I still had a car and could take him to the hospital. As opposed to just leaving him to die choking on his own fucking vomit. It's 4:04 a.m. Saturday, March 9th. So got that Samsung. Yeah, but I don't know how to make that card work on it. I've been kind of using both phones. I've kind of come to the conclusion that this thing's made by TCL. It's the TCL splash screen. It says branded T-Mobile on the back with this new Obamaphone. And mind you, this is not an Obamaphone. I mean, it's a cheap phone. It's one that's often given away free with a contract to a carrier. But I bought it from a homeless woman on the bus for $10. But it doesn't seem to be as good of a phone as this their Obamaphone, so it's kind of surprising. Anyway, I was trying to bring up my calendar. I'm so used to iOS for my day-to-day computing, personal computing uses that I got 2 capable phones. One has service on it, and I mean, I can always, this phone number that I'm using, or that's on this phone, it's not, I haven't used it. I haven't given it out to anybody. So nobody knows this number. And I'm still getting loads of text messages I think her name is Brittany, for a woman named Brittany, who I think I have added, and I think she added me back on Snapchat. I really need to try and message her because I with all the things that messages and stuff I'm getting on this phone, I get the feeling that this phone number is her recovery number for not only her PayPal, but other stuff. Like I'm just getting all these messages and I feel like she's trying to recover, probably has a new phone and and she doesn't know me. I don't know her. We're just random strangers connected by this phone number, but she's apparently trying to log into a bunch of her stuff, and without this phone number, she can't. And what's even weirder is because it's an active phone number, none of the websites that are interacting with it are like when they're trying to do this automated authentication, instead of them getting, realizing it's not a valid phone number and then moving forward for this Brittany girl trying to recover her online accounts, that's not happening because the automation from all these websites and apps and stuff that she's trying to recover, including PayPal, sending the text message out, and like they're getting confirmation that it's a legitimate number. I mean, I'm receiving these text messages. So it's a pretty wild modern problem that she's facing, and I'm about to start facing it myself now that I don't have access to my actual phone number because some asshole fucking bum rushed me and stole my iPhone yesterday early morning. So anyway, I could definitely, I'm sure, make some calls and probably get my phone number transferred from Mint Mobile to not too worried about anybody getting into my phone. I've verified that the phone is shut off. Apparently they haven't, like it. I don't think I've managed to unlock it when the guy grabbed it from me. I think I was in the process of trying to unlock it to look up a friend's phone number. Because I just really needed somebody to come help me. I was not in good shape. And when he grabbed it, so yeah. Yeah, the iPhone, like, you've either got to know my PIN number or you've got to have my fingerprint to unlock it. So I don't think they've been able to get it. I was able to get on my iCloud this afternoon from my karaoke DJ PC, and it's I tried to do the locate my iPhone thing. It just simply showed that it was not turned on. It said it couldn't find it because it wasn't turned on. So I do know it's possible to do a factory reset on it. I do have another iPhone 6s Plus here in my apartment, in this mess of my apartment somewhere. I have absolutely no idea where it is. And maybe that's what I should be fixing my efforts into, but I'm just so depressed. It's hard to, I keep trying to I just listen to YouTube videos, and sometimes I binge out and try to lose myself in Reddit. And other times I just lay here and watch porn, which is, I'm sure, is a pretty self-destructive thing. But, since I don't have any of that in my life anymore, I guess it just, I watch it. And a lot of times I'm just watching my home stuff, the videos of what Priscilla and I did when we did it, which just makes me feel even worse because a lot of times that's the only stuff that really kind of turns me on anymore, and that's really fucked up. Anyway, I was trying to look up my calendar and realize I just don't know how to get to a calendar in on the Samsung phone. Okay. Android has changed so much since I've been using iOS dominantly that I'm kind of lost on how it works now. So let's see. Today's Saturday the 19th. And let's see. Thursday was St. Patrick's Day the 17th. By the way, my show was awesome. Just in case anybody cares, I do still have my gig at least I did yesterday at Volux, and I should have shot some video because it's actually one of my better shows I think I've ever had at Volux. And I had so many people come up to me and tell me they were worried when I wasn't there last week, and that they loved me and was so glad I was back, and just so much love, and oh God, love you, care about you, love you, care about you. You know how many of those people were still there for me at 2:30 in the morning? Not a goddamn one of them. Absolutely none. I was just alone. And I think I was mostly crying inside the bar, which probably just made the few people I work with that were still in the bar just horribly uneasy. But, yeah, when the time came for me to walk out alone, I was pretty emotionally fragile. And that bus leaving without me that just put me over the edge. And I did come at some people in ways I shouldn't have, and for that I'm kind of sorry. Especially a coworker that I never met until early yesterday morning. got in my face behind bullocks. And I got back in his face. And then he, in moments like that, my words cut hard. I tend to choose the words that will inflict the most possible emotional damage, especially if I see a vulnerability. And my God, did I? I've never met this guy before, but most of my coworkers make fun of him, and they openly mock him inside the bar while they're closing out, as he's outside the bar, surrounded by the types of people that will bum rush you to steal your iPhone, surrounded by homeless people and junkies and people carrying weapons and stuff. And that's a pretty fucking dangerous place to be, operating a broom and a dustpan at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. But he's out there doing it. Meanwhile, the staff inside are mostly, if they do mention him, they're mocking him and they're making fun of him. And when he's occasionally wanted to just come in and use the bathroom, they don't let him. And instead